just off straight hustle. I remember running ads, and my ads weren't even working, and I was the marketing guy. But we got so much momentum that the local newspaper actually featured me in the paper. That's how much momentum we were getting. And I ended up getting a politician as a client just before COVID, and I ended up helping her get reelected. Again, I'm a novice at ads. I'm just a social media guy at this point. COVID happens, March 2020. I lose probably 80% of my clients, except a few. I refuse to work for anyone else just so I can really say that I gave it my all. Fast forward to the end of the year. There's so much I can say about that in 1 year of 2020, the growth that I experienced. But fast forward, I end up getting a job at an SEO agency. I get fired after 4 weeks because I was still not that good at sales. I couldn't close one deal in 4 weeks. Boom. I end up moving out to the city as I get fired from this job. And a few other things going for me, but like the agency was the main thing. 2021 rolls around. I get another job at an agency. This time I stay a bit longer. I quit because I'm insecure. I still haven't closed any deals for this person. So I can only seemingly close deals for my agency and much smaller deals, like $200, $300, $400, $500 a month. Even at 21 years old, right? So this is 4 years ago. This is not even that long ago, right? Like, the come up's been real. Now, fortunate, I had other money coming in from corporate. Anyway, so now I've worked at 2 agencies. One, I got fired. One, I quit because I didn't close deals, but I was learning more. Like I was a better marketer and salesperson. And I now had compounding experience. Okay. I get a job at another company and I learned how to sell properly. I learned how to cold call for real. And it was a massive tech company, one of the biggest tech companies in the world at the time. Second fastest, second behind Slack. And I'm there for like 9 months and I learned a lot. This is not the longest company I hold down in terms of job-wise, but I learned a lot. And 1 month, I think I was top 2 or top 1 salesperson in terms of like appointment setting in all of Victoria. And I was like 21. I was like if not the baby, the youngest. I think I was the youngest out of the whole company in Australia. And it was really pressure because like you had to go to the office and there's a bunch of these older people that are just sales beasts. And I had to sell a difficult service during COVID to people that were in like new car sales and OEMs and old car sales, used car sales, etc. But it made me really tough mentally. Like it made me like not a pussy, to be honest with you. I was a soldier. I was really strong, and that really developed my interpersonal skills and my resilience. Like I am so grateful for that experience because that is a layer of a foundation that has made me where I am today. Anyway, so I'm there for a long time, for 9 months. And then I'm able to use the experience from that. I quit there and I actually go ahead and I start trying to build my agency again. I'm like, okay, by this point, I've mastered cold calling, I thought. I'd understood how to sell still, but I was a better marketer. Like I've been doing the agency thing now for 2 or 3 years, all these skills. So I'm like, okay, by this point, I'm good. Wrong. So just to show how much all in I was on this at 21, I quit and I was like, I'm gonna go on a 3-month detox. So I'm not gonna go to the club. I'm not gonna entertain any women. I was like, all the women I was seeing, I sent a copy and paste text saying like, hey, you're awesome, but like, I need to just lock in. I wouldn't really go out with my friends unless it was dinner. And I give myself 3 months of just extreme pushing with the agency. Long story short, by the end of the 3 months, I think I closed 1 or 2 deals, but I couldn't survive off my skill set. And I get really sick, like nearly hospitalized, right? So, yeah, so many stories I could even say in those first 2-3 years of running my agency, but a lot of character was built. That's why I can tell you guys with confidence, there's nothing wrong with having a corporate job while building your thing on the side, because you have that safe haven, you have that solidarity. But as someone who's quit a job twice to try and pursue his business and failed both times, which is part of my story, man, like putting your health on the line that young, guys, it can mess with you. Like I remember having periods where I would nap and I was still playing basketball. Guys, I was climbing the basketball ranks at the same time. I was playing basketball for Melbourne Uni at the time. I remember getting extremely sick and forgetting so many plays because I was so sleep deprived. I remember getting to a point where I literally would nap in between days. Let me repeat that. So instead of getting your 6, 7, 8 hours of sleep overnight, I would nap in between days. 30-minute nap, Wednesday. Hustle, hustle, hustle. Oh, I'm super tired. 1 hour nap, back to work, right? Corporate and business grind. Business grind. Gym. I was still hitting the gym. I'm a superstar athlete. I'm trying to make the NBA still, damn near, at 21. My main focus was still the agency was gonna fund my dream for basketball. Still at this point at 21, right? So I'm training, jogging, looking really good by the way. I must say I look okay now, but I looked so good back then. Like, man, it was crazy. But 4 to 6 hours a day training whilst running a business that was maybe doing 5-ish K a month. If that, consistently at 21. So obviously I messed up my health. I nearly get hospitalized. I'm throwing up, at the end of the detox, I'm throwing up 5 to 10 times a day. No exaggeration. I had to move back into my parents' house for like 2 weeks. My parents are trying to convince me, hey, just come back home. Like, you're doing too much, you're pushing. And my mom and dad were just in complete fear. They're just like, just focus on uni, Uni was at the back of my mind compared to all these other things, basketball-wise and business-wise. Anyway, this is still by just 21 years old, mind you. Anyway, fast forward a little bit. I'm like, stuff it. All right, I'm just gonna go back to corporate. I'm gonna keep building my business on the side until I'm super, super solid and convicted that I've got the full set of skills. Because I had appointment setting, I had cold calling, I had resilience, I had marketing, but I didn't have closing. I wasn't a good enough closer. That's just what it was. When I worked at the tech company, I was really good at appointment setting. I was not the closer. That's not what I was paid to do. I ended up using the leverage of the former company that I worked at where I did pretty well to then get a head of sales role, which started off as a BDM role at a tech company. And this was my first 6-figure a year job. So now I'm 22 years old. I get the job and I'm at this company for 2 years, okay? From 21 to 23, I'm at this company. Or 22-ish, early 22 to like late 23. I'm at this company. So for 2 years that I'm there. And I'm just closing like because I'm getting, first of all, paid a 6-figure sum of money. And the last time I got a salary at that level was the second agency that I worked for that I quit. And that was 90K per year. But I'm getting paid 6 figures a year. And I'm looking at the comm structure. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to abuse this. Guys, I remember less than 2 weeks into this new sales company role, guys, I was closing like just a dog. I was hungry. Like, imagine getting nearly hospitalized from working so hard and you only have 2 deals to show for it and you can't survive off it and you're burning yourself out and you're playing basketball. Get the 6-figure job, I'm an animal at this company, an animal. And slowly yet surely, I'm able to transfer the closing skill set that I'm just going at with this company, this stability, and putting it back into my agency. Just, okay, if this tonality worked. I remember, guys, for like 2 to 3 years between all these different jobs, I would literally track on my phone voice recordings of me pitching people. It makes me a bit emotional saying this. Like, I have voice recordings of me pitching from damn near 19 to like 22. Listening to my voice recordings on the way back, taking notes, listening to Myron Golding, listening to Zig Ziglar, listening to Brian Tracy, listening to Tony Robbins, listening to Grant Cardone, listening to Jordan Belfort, The Wolf of Wall Street, listening to Ty Lopez, listening to Kerwin White, reading books. I read at least a couple hundred books, I reckon, by the time I was 23. Couple hundred. 60 of them was in 1 year during COVID in 2020. That's why I can't even talk about 2020. That's a whole nother era. Anyway, let me wrap this story up. Long story short, I end up finishing up at this company as head of sales. Okay, I'm 23, 24 years old. Full time with my agency. Boom. That's now where you guys see a lot of this skill set. I was able to stand on my own 2 feet. I was not only able to stand on my own 2 feet, I was able to reinvest into staff, into team, and now grow the organization to where we are today. So we have 35 plus staff. Okay, on track to do 1 to 200K a month by the end of the year. Okay, last year, accumulatively, we did around 400 to 500K in a year in revenue, right? By early next year, I'm sure that will be monthly revenue if God wills it. Amen and amen. But that was not a straight line. That was boom, 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 boom. And we're still getting started, right? But that's why, anyway. I'm being a bit too animated. That's the story of Clientele Boosters, how it came to be. And we're 6 years into this game. I'm very grateful. 6 years nearly on the dot. I think we started June or July 2019. But it's been an incredible journey. I'm excited for the next 10 years, 15, 20 years. But now we've got some monster plays we're making throughout the rest of this year. And, for the remainder of this decade. And I can't wait to share it all with you guys, not just in terms of results, but in terms of story, the ups and downs, and the reality of, being a guy that's 25, running a company in Melbourne, Australia, and damn near internationally. So that's how Clientele Boosters came to be.